What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Apple has released iOS 26 Beta 3, also to supported devices such as iPadOS Beta 3, watchOS Beta 3, macOS Beta 3, and visionOS Beta 3. And as you can see here, the size on this was a huge 6.62 gigabytes on my 15 Pro Max. So it really depends on the device that you're coming from of the size. This size is usually unheard of. It's too big for this beta update. It might have been just a visual error, but this is too big of a update for this device. And it did update pretty quickly. It didn't take too long. Normally with bigger capacity updates, they do take quite as long. This update didn't take too long. It downloaded pretty quickly. But let's take a look at the build number. If we go to settings, about. Alright, let's take a look at the build number. The build number is 23A5287G. And if we go back and if we scroll down to modem firmware, so if we go to our modem firmware, mine has changed since the last time. If we go down to the modem firmware, it's quite different than other firmwares that I've seen. Other people have been saying that they've gotten 2.03. I currently have 3.01.07. So what has changed in this new beta? The liquid glass has definitely changed as well. It has been toned down quite a bit compared to beta 2. So you really have to pay attention and look very closely to the design. Now it's kind of more of a frosted finish kind of glass looking, which is pretty cool, I guess. I did like the last version instead, which is more transparent, but this one gives a nice blur in the background with other applications that you see there. So where you can really tell the difference on this new liquid glass design, if we go into music, and you kind of scroll through and see down here where the music shows, you can see less of transparency than previous. It's still there. Let me switch it to a different album cover. And the liquid glass it's still there, but not as transparent as it was previously. So if we go back here, you could still see that transparency, but now it's less. I kind of prefer the last beta, to be honest. Also, if we go to our weather app, you could see it down here as well. So if we scroll between the weather, it doesn't it's not a transparent anymore down there. And I'm not in dark mode at the moment, but this down here, it is showing it being kind of a little bit of a dark tone, which is kind of weird. But I'd prefer beta 2 because it was more transparent with these icons here in the bottom. Honestly, with this beta 3 update, it's honestly very nice. I don't like the new transparency mode when it comes to Control Center and other applications. I did like beta 2's version, but obviously this is not the final version of iOS 26. Apple is still tweaking and changing things around. So we're still waiting to see what Apple brings out in the final version. You could also send feedback through the feedback application for any reason. That's why it's a beta test program. So definitely send feedback to Apple, and if you don't like something, they could definitely review it and change it, hopefully in the next version. Another cool thing that I've noticed in this beta 3 update is that in Maps, when you search a business, down here where it gives you the contact, website, and how to pay, they moved everything to the middle of the screen down here in the bottom. Before, they were kind of spread out through the middle, but now everything is kind of clumped together in the middle of the screen. They also added more information on how far away the distance is from your current location. Also, if we scroll down to more details in the description, if we go down here where it has phone, website, and address, now they're kind of spread out on each side. They're spread out on each side of the screen. Before, it was top to bottom on every information, but now it's more nicely redesigned and easier to read. Also, another big change when it comes to music, when you're in the lock screen and give it full screen to the album cover, when you tapped away from full screen, your widgets here in the bottom disappeared, but now they're always there in the bottom. There's a little glitch here and there. Of course, this is still a beta, so if you tap away, it does kind of bounce up. I don't know if that's supposed to happen or that is a visual error. So we can do it again, go full screen, go back, kind of bounces up. So that's definitely a glitch for sure on this beta. So if we go to our settings here and go to general, and if we go to, I believe, accessibility, display and text, I did notice on someone else's video that it did pop up a accessibility settings notification. Mine is not popping up, but I'm assuming it's because of an error or some glitch. Never seen that happen before. This is the first time I've seen it, but if I see it, I will let you guys know. Also, if we go to our settings here, and if we go to camera, all the way down here in the bottom. So before we had this setting down here where it says lens cleaning hints. Before it was down here, but now with this new update, it's back up here. Right now it says save capture to photo library. Now this is showing lens cleaning hints right up top, but before they were kind of stacked together. Also in this beta, if you moved anything from the dock area, the dock would normally go back to the center. In the last version, the dock kind of stayed there on the right or on the left depending on where you pull the app from. But now in this beta, the dock adjusts itself into the center. Honestly, I can't say that this beta has been amazing. The screen, the back of the phone has not been overheating. It's not warm. The performance is doing very well, in my opinion, on my iPhone 15 Pro Max. Like I said, the animation and scrolling between different applications is not lagging. There's glitches here and there, of course. It's of course a beta, but right now, currently, the performance is doing very well, to be honest. And the battery life is doing honestly pretty well. Right now I'm currently at 47% of battery life. You guys have to go back to the beginning and see what I was at in the beginning of this video. Did not charge it this morning, kind of forgot. But the battery life is doing pretty well. It hasn't drained down pretty quickly as it did in beta 2. So when are we expecting the next betas or the public beta? So maybe they're rumored to come out either this week of the 13th, July 14th, or the following week. And when are we expecting the developer betas? So hopefully if the public beta comes out this week on the 14th, normally it will come out the following week of the 20th or the 21st. Anyways guys, that is it for today's video on iOS 26 beta 3 with all the bug fixes and still updates on the liquid glass. Cool design. Like I said before, I prefer beta 2 version instead of the beta 3 version. I like the transparency mode better on that version, but performance wise, like I said, it's doing way better that I've noticed in this beta. And if you guys like this video, feel free to like it. And if you guys enjoy the video, please give it a like, subscribe if you haven't yet already, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.